Hi, I'm Midge Shoemaker, and today is day 80 of my doing 100 days of YouTube videos and focusing on spontaneity. So today I had some interesting spontaneous things happen that I can't talk about. So part of me is like, we're just going to skip today as far as videos go. But I don't think that's the appropriate thing to do either. So I should probably explain just a little bit. Because some things in my day were quite planned and some things were quite unexpected. So, and I'm going with the unexpected things as being spontaneous. So, not necessarily something I spontaneously came up with, but just did. And I learned some things from one of them, or at least saw some growth in myself for one of them, which made me very happy. And I was able to share with my sponsor because she called me to see how I was doing. And she's like, give me some happy news because I'm just stuck in my head with other things. And I just want some fun stuff that's going on in your life. So I told her some fun things that were going on. And then I remembered that we're having some kind of interfaith Christmas party breakfast thing on Saturday. So I invited her to that. And she's like, oh, I'm super excited for that. So I was like, so it gave her something to look forward to going to and doing. So that was kind of a fun, spontaneous thing. The other spontaneous thing, I mean, I did share with her what I am hesitant to share in my video, but I think it's okay to share in my video. It's one of those weird sort of gray areas. I will attempt to explain. Honestly, I really will. In my church, for any of you that don't go to my church, that choose to watch this and don't go to my church. Anyway, we get set apart for callings. We get called. We believe that God inspires the leadership to call people in the ward, stake, whatever level, to do certain callings, to hold certain positions within the church, all of which are voluntary and not paid for when they're callings. Some things like serving a mission or being a service mission is something that we can volunteer to do and ask to do, which I did. And some things are just because certain positions need to be filled in order for the ward and the church and stuff to work properly. But they also have a tendency to rotate through those positions because the Lord knows that we each need to learn certain things and then to continue to grow. And once we've learned whatever it is we need to learn, or when it's time for someone else to learn something, or we need to learn something else, we get rotated out of those positions. It is, however, tradition. I think it's tradition more than it is like a commandment or requirement for church, but it is tradition that when you are called to one of these positions or released from one of these positions, that you don't share it with anyone except maybe family until the Sunday in which it's announced at the pulpit, and then the congregation is given the opportunity to sustain or accept you for having this position or calling, or to basically, or to kind of say thank you. We don't like do a round of applause or something when you get released from a calling. We just kind of everybody just kind of raises their hand in agreement or raises their hand and thanks for your service kind of a thing. So that's what we do. So when you get called or released, it's kind of a spontaneous thing because you don't know it's coming at all. And then you wait until it actually happens. So my spontaneous thing, I'm not supposed to share until it actually happens. But I've kind of hinted at what it is. So someone in the bishopric leadership position in my ward asked to speak to me after church. So asked if I'd hang around after church to speak with them. And I'm like, sure, I got to hang around to see the bishop anyway, because I want him to sign my ticket I know I was getting for the temple open house. So I had to wait to speak with this person to have that. And then, of course, I didn't know what he wanted to talk to me about. I had no idea. And then he called me into his little room and, well, he didn't call me into it. He just came over and got me. We went into a private room, had a private conversation, basically. So I was just kind of like, okay, there's that. And since I think my vision board friend is the only one from my ward that actually watches these videos, it's probably okay to share this on my video. Because like I said, I'm pretty sure it's a tradition that we do in my church and not necessarily a commandment. I'm not entirely sure why we do it. I'm not sure the history behind it. It's one of those things I've just never questioned. I've just always done. So I don't know. I could speculate on a lot of things or a lot of reasons, but I don't want to do that. So if anybody actually knows, that would be cool. You can put it in the comments below. I'd love to read that. But preferably someone from my church that actually knows, not someone that's making it up like I make it up, or that's going off of rumor and hearsays from other religions, because people do that too. They make up stuff about other religions when they don't actually know. So anyway, not that I'm putting down any other religion. I just, yeah, getting off topic. My mind goes crazy places. I worry too much. I apologize. I really do. I just, I don't like to break the rules. I have issues with breaking the rules, but it goes with my spontaneous thing and the things that I recognize in myself, and was grateful for the opportunity. And really, I am grateful for the opportunity. But it was funny because I was sitting in the hall waiting to speak to someone in the bishopric and talking to someone else that's recently been called to be a teacher in the Relief Society. So she'll be teaching, but I overheard she only teaches like once every other month. And I was like, oh, you do it once every other month, and I get to do it every other week. And so we kind of were talking about that for a minute. And then I was taken back to the other room, only to find out that I will no longer be teaching. I've been released, or will be released from that assignment calling on Sunday. So it was kind of sad. But I mean, part of me is like okay with it because I don't have to stress about doing a lesson, and I usually just do my lesson at sacrament meeting before I'm supposed to teach it anyway. Very good at procrastinating things to the last minute. I just feel like I just kind of try to lead a discussion based on the spiritual topics or principles of the gospel I find in the lesson. And then I love hearing what everybody else has to say and their comments on it. So it'll be interesting being, ones that get to listen and comment or choose not to comment to someone else's teaching. So, and then when I was driving home and I was thinking about it, it was kind of like, okay, that's kind of, I'm kind of glad because it's something I no longer have to worry about. It's something I no longer have to do, but kind of sad because I've been doing it for about 2 years now, which I guess is about a normal time for that kind of calling before you get, moved on to something else or someone else takes over. And then I was thinking in my head, I'm like, well, someone's going to do it better than me anyway. And then I was just really grateful for the thought that popped into my head afterwards. And it was really quick. It was almost instantaneously that not better, just different, because everybody is different and everybody has a different style, a different approach. And it doesn't mean that they're better or worse than whatever it is that I do. It just means it's going to be different. And different can be good, but it is change and it is different. So it does take some getting used to and adjusting to, and some things are much easier to get used to. I'm pretty sure it's not going to be hard to remember I don't have to teach a lesson every other Sunday and not have to stress about that. So, but I think in some ways I will actually miss because I feel like I learn more from everyone else, and I have that added spirit that's there guiding my words that are coming out as I am talking and sharing and teaching my lessons. So I'm kind of sad about that, because although I make these videos and I'm always praying and hoping I'm saying the right things in my videos, I don't get the feedback from other people like immediately. It's not a back and forth conversation discussion. I'm not leading a discussion and trying to get other people to fill in the blanks or fill up the time or something, sharing their testimony. I just get to share whatever's going on in my head. So like whatever's going on in my head. And then Mom Shoemaker texted me and said, there's no dinner tonight. We'll have dinner tomorrow night. So I'm like, okay, that was another spontaneous thing. But when I was talking to my sponsor, we were talking about something, and I shared with her that it's just different and not better, not worse, just different. So someone else taking over is just my stepping down, and it's okay. It's just like changing positions in like in Al-Anon, because all the positions in Al-Anon are volunteer positions or elected positions, where people say, hey, I'm willing to do that. And everyone's like, yes, we want you to do that. Or more than one person wants to do it, and they're like, okay, we have to vote on who gets to do it. So, but again, they only hold those positions for like a year, and then every year it's kind of like, okay, who wants to take over? Are you going to do the position again for another year, or are you going to let somebody else do the job, do the position, so everybody has a chance to do service work? So I kind of explained it to her like that. It's very similar to the 12-step stuff that we do. So, but it was okay, and it was nice to be able to process it that way, to look at it that way, and to just actually be okay with that. I don't know that I've ever put that much thought process into being called to a position or released from a position before. I have no idea why I was doing it this time. I think it was just randomly that thought in my head that like someone else is going to do it better, and I was like, nope, someone else is just going to do it different. And I love the nope, someone else is just going to do it different. To me, it showed growth. It showed that I was listening, and that this isn't about me. It's just about what the Lord wants, and he knows where I need to be or what I need to be doing. And apparently this is not something I need to be doing in my life anymore, and there will be other things for me to do in the future, and there are other things that I am doing in my life. So this is just one less thing for me to do, which leaves room for me to do something else. I don't know. Anyway, so I had fun sharing that with my sponsor, and got to just have more leftovers for dinner because I didn't go to mom and dad's, which was fine. And then I was reading my scriptures, and had this ideas pop into my head for what to do for my sister for Christmas, because my siblings, my biological siblings and I, we rotate, kind of like my biological mom's family did. They kind of just rotate every year through siblings. So each sibling just has to get gifts and presents for one sibling and their family, whoever they're married to, if they're married or not, just them as an individual, as a single person. So like my family gets for me and my stepkids. My older sister that's married, we get for her and her husband. They sadly don't have any kids, not for lack of trying or wanting. And then my youngest of my younger brothers is married with 4 boys. So I have 4 nephews. And then, of course, I have adopted siblings that have kids as well. So I have much more than that. But, and then, of course, I have my youngest sister and my other younger brother, the older of my younger brothers, that are not married. So it's just them as individuals. So like I said, we rotate each year. We kind of go like in a circle as to who gets who for Christmas. So this year I have my baby sister, my younger sister, and she doesn't like it when I call her my baby sister, but she's the baby. It's just the baby of the family anyway. So anyway, I had this perfect, brilliant idea as to what to get her do for her for Christmas. And so I started making her something, but I can't share it because sometimes she watches my YouTube videos and sometimes she doesn't. And I never know when she's going to and when she's not going to. So that is one that I can't share in this video, other than I had the idea pop into my head and it kept playing over and over into my mind. Like I just kept picturing it and what it's going to look like finished. And so I finally just got up and started, because it's one of those things where it just doesn't leave your mind, doesn't leave you alone until you're like, okay, fine, I'll do it. And then you get up and just start working on it. And obviously I can't do it all in one night. It's going to be somewhat time consuming, but I will hopefully have it done before Christmas. And I'm excited because I have the ideas to what to make and what to do. And of course I wrote it down so I don't forget what it is that I'm doing either, because sometimes I forget or I get distracted. So I didn't want to forget or get distracted. So I wrote down what it is. I just hope I don't lose the envelope or piece of paper I wrote on. And then I started working on it. So I was not planning on doing any of that. So all kinds of fun, spontaneous things. And as I said, things I'm not supposed to talk about or things that I'm not going to talk about because I don't want other people to know. And I hope I'm not being bad or getting in trouble for sharing about the church stuff. But it was tough, and it made a difference for me, and it was kind of nice to see growth in myself and to be reminded that Heavenly Father loves me and is aware of me, and that I'm not being replaced. I'm just being released and allowing someone else to have a turn. Basically, it's someone else's turn, and that I will have a turn at something else. Or maybe I, at this time, won't have anything else added to my plate because I have enough other things that I need to do. I don't know. I don't know, and it doesn't matter because I know that God loves me and He's taking care of me, and whatever it is He has in mind for me, I will try to work on doing and doing better. And I am doing better. I know I am doing better. And I think doing these videos and trying to focus on something spontaneous helps me to feel His Spirit and to feel His love, and just have that reminder that I need to listen to those little voices and promptings in my head, which I don't always do. But when I do, I think things work out better for me. And if nothing else, I get brilliant ideas as to what to do, like for my sister for Christmas. So I'm grateful for that too. So grateful for being aware and listening and allowing myself to do spontaneous things and to be grateful for the spontaneous things. So that is all I have for today, for day 80. So if you like these videos, find them entertaining or whatever, you think someone else will, you can hit like, subscribe, share with someone else if you think they'll like it too. And I hope you have a great day full of gratitude and maybe find something fun and spontaneous to do.